Hails and welcome to Rauta's single review. This time no album, but a single, and old school fashion. Because this is in fact a CD single with just two tracks. Basically, the actual single track and then what you used to call a B-side of things. I mean, back in the days you had the classic vinyl single, there was this main one and the B-side. You know, vinyl ones. Obviously CDs put on the same side for rather obvious reasons. So nowadays when people are just accustomed to having singles being released on stream services, Bestial Burst, the label, and Goatmoon, the band, decided to do other ways. This is, technically speaking, an old school single. Less than 8 minutes in total, and what you have here is even a single jewel case. This is not, as you can see, your typical jewel case, but the single one, which means there's this very different kind of inlay. Here's some photo, some lyrics, and of course the CD. And because it's single release, there is no backside to this, jewel case and inlay. So which pretty much of it. First, let's take a look at this cover because it's rather fancy. I mean, obviously it doesn't look like black metal cover at all, but to me it reminds me of those old school B movies with, drawn covers and or sometimes horrible photographies. So this is very much like homage to it, even with the kind of a Bestial Burst presents, but in Spanish, and then the lineup and all. Also, this reminds me of those that game more than 10 years ago, Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon, the spin-off Far Cry 3, which had very much this retro-futuristic thing going on. I mean, you would be killing mutant dragons and, in a neon-colored world and everything. So this is very much like, almost like an homage to it, with the colors and everything. Very funny, funny, goofy, and all that stuff, and some people aren't gonna like it. Now, obviously, Goatmoon is very much unlike band, throughout their more than 20 years in the making, because of their very far-right political takes. I mean, they have always been about these kind of pagan things, but as much and the Christianity and National Socialism. So, very neo-Nazi-like band to begin with. The band has never given so much a fuck about it, so I guess it's just a problem to those people who steer away from political black metal. I tend to separate art from the artist, and I don't really care about politics left or right in my black metal. Some people say that's why I'm part of the problem, not the solution, because I don't really give a fuck, and I don't choose sides here. So, take it as you will. Now, it's not really my cup of tea when politics come into play, and I'm gonna just keep ignoring it this time as well and talk just about the music now that the mandatory disclaimer part has been said. Quick look to Goatmoon Discography shows that it's quite vast. Early on demos, then started putting out albums every 3 to 4 years basically, and now it's quite big so far. And the previous album was 2023, so after that they're already coming up quite a big amount of music. I mean, EP and Split also in 2023. However, only this one single in 2024. It's almost like a teaser if you ask me, because it's only 2 tracks. Now, digitally only this single song, but if you look at the other versions, you will have the CD, which is what I here have. So Solar Storm, which is basically an intro track with spoken things and not really a metal. It's almost like an intro which is a little bit too lengthy, because this is something like less than 8 minutes, and the debut track, I mean the first track here is about 3 minutes 30 something, so like about almost half of the overall version. Now, if you want the real collector's version of it, and now Metal Archives decided to die, it does this every now and then, by the way, both on phone and here. So, if you want the special version, you will have this Finnish version, Ulkoavaruuden teurastajat, which this means like outer space butchers. And here you have both Spanish and Finnish combined, and even extended version of the whole cover, and as you can see, in a DVD fashion. This is a real collector's item if you are able to get it. But what about the music? Like I said, the first part of the single is just kind of a spoken words and humming, squeaking synthesizer So kind of like ambient track, but spoken parts. Then you have the real track, which is about 4 minutes and then some, and it's pretty rough and grim, raw black metal, the way I like it. It's not really a catchy song as such, but it kind of gives you a good impression what Goatmoon is all about 2024, and maybe after that, maybe, hopefully, 2025. Now, I'm not too much of a fan of the more melodic kind, and I've never been listening to the most of the Goatmoon stuff. Maybe it's partially because of the political take, and maybe it's because just went too much on the underground, and I've always been busy with the review albums. I don't really have any other excuse why not. But this song actually kind of piqued my interest because it's really a good one. And as such, I could totally listen to a lot more with that. But given this single is only 2 tracks, there's not really much to talk about it. But those who missed this release in December, it's still very fresh from the oven, less than a month away. So give it a go. You should find the digital one in suitable platforms, and if you want to invest your money on cult releases like this is the way to go. Obviously, Bestial Burst is your contact for that. So check it out or check it out not, depending on your views and all. I don't care. Bye bye.